Today we're gonna make the perfect map for a tower that may not be the strongest, but definitely fits the bill as one of the most satisfying, and that is going to be the Monkey Ace, more specifically the Middle Path Ace, the Bomber Ace. I wanted to pick this tower because it's not a tower you see super buff very often, and it's satisfying because if you give enough attack speed, it's gonna be constantly dropping bombs consistently across the whole map, not a single shot wasted. So let me just show you. Here is just a couple attack speed bonuses, and if we use all this, you can just see right there, practically non-stop bombs dropping across this map. Although, you might have noticed, hang on, why is there a little gap over on that right side? And that's because what's interesting about the Ace is that it'll only drop Bomber Ace bombs if there's actually track. But here's a big problem I ran into with the map design, and that is if we go over to edit the path, this is already as long as I can put the nodes. I've stretched it out as far as I can, and this looks to be about as like long horizontal wise that you can make the circle without making the track shorter to compensate, like with more nodes. And you see I'm trying different ace placements, but even then this time now we're missing a bit on the left side, so I'm not sure. So I guess the solution here, or I don't know if I really call it a solution, but might potentially patch the problem of missing that little bit of track, is hopefully if we just change where the nodes are ever so slightly. So like this one might be a little bit shifted more towards the right. And eventually, once we add all 48 max nodes, the track will vary enough so that all of the bombs will eventually land, even though it didn't look like it initially. Let's just do a sandbox test again with 7 nodes here, and so far, looks good, yep. I think that solves our problem, so nothing else to worry about. And also, one extra discovery that I noticed while testing the Bomber Ace is that, did you know that center path is actually bigger of a radius? Obviously, that's not going to help us, because we can't make the track any bigger, and this would lose attack speed, but just thought that was something interesting to point out if you also didn't notice. And while this may not be a perfect circle, but do you mind if I also place some of the nodes a bit further apart vertically? So make the circle a bit more of an oval. This is very negligible, but it might increase the length of the map by like 1%, while still allowing us to drop all the bombs down. Like, here's the thing when it comes to a map this long, 1% longer track is still a huge amount. With 48 nodes, we're talking like 1/4 of a full rotation of a circle, which is already longer than Bloons if you want to put that into perspective. Anyways, finally max nodes. And now one more time just to make sure, let's see if we got it right. It's still actually pretty hard to get it perfect. How about now? Okay, there it is. This is the one. And now, just like every other perfect map test, we're jumping over to chimps mode to see how practical the super buffed Ace is and how far it'll end up getting. With no mods other than these $5 tech bots and something else. Only for peace of mind / quality of life reasons, that's all. Ace should be right around here. I made sure to add an area too, just so I knew where I would eventually end up placing it. And soon we'll rush Bomber Ace and see if it's going to work as intended. Now you also might notice the hero choice. This time, no Geraldo. We got Pat Fusty. And why Pat Fusty? Because Geraldo doesn't really give any good buffs to the Ace. The only good thing that would really give is a Regen Potion so that I could use multiple Star Bombas. But since you only get one of those to refresh every couple rounds, it's not going to make a big difference, especially since I'm assuming most of the main damage is still going to be in the bombs, because you can't buff the damage of the Star Bomber, that's for sure. And so the only remaining hero that would give the best buffs is Pat Fusty, with him giving +3 damage, I believe, with the level 14 ability. Low uptime on it, but it's really better than nothing, and it's great too, because I think his range is tiny enough that even with the TSG buff, I don't think he'll be able to slap his UMGs, and so we won't get him to interfere with the damage, the main damage here. Speaking of which, let's get it now. Let's start with a 1-3-0. Don't worry, I will eventually buy the 2-3-0 crosspath, but that's not really gonna matter too much, because rolling the Bomber Ace bombs will do most of the damage. And I think we could just roll with this guy. Don't even get GZ yet, until after we get our tempo. Oh yeah, and since I didn't show yet, here are the rounds that all the other 5 tests I've done have gotten to. And despite what I said earlier about this thing not being the strongest, I don't think it will be the worst performing. These bombs actually do decent damage, like even at base. That's only if you get ground zero though. This increases the bomb damage, as you see, significantly. The trouble I do see far in advance though is definitely bats, because it doesn't matter that all the bombs will land if there's only one bat on screen, and so most of the bombs will miss anyway. Nothing I can really do about that. Here's 63 against pretty much solo bomber race. We currently have overclock in it, which I'll eventually turn to ultra boost. The lack of zebra and black popping power is definitely very, very visible here. Also, quick intermission here to tell you that if you haven't yet, please listen to my ACES instructions and use code ISAB in the shop. If you ever want to buy anything in the BT6 shop, then entering creator code will help support that creator and allow me to keep doing what I'm doing, so thank you all in advance. Pat Fussy is a pretty big damage buff, even with only +1, because these bombs only do, I think it's like 2 or 3 damage, so it sure will pack a big punch. Let's see if this can beat 76 without a rear farm. Probably not, eh? Nah. This is where Striker could be useful, but that's the only thing that Striker is good for. Unfortunately, it doesn't increase DPS, and eventually, if you didn't know, Star Bomb actually makes these bombs do normal type damage. None of which will really matter for this challenge because we're eventually going to get a MIB, but still. Alright, I guess I have no choice then just to get out of this round with a ground zero, although hopefully, the thing is ground zero is a pierce cap now, so hopefully we don't run into that before we die, or actually, right, remember the bomb's 2 more damage, I guess that'll help. Basically 1 or 2 shot the cerams. Yeah, not the worst purchase, because this guarantees we can survive now until our temple, which will be probably into the mid 100s. Not to mention the free nuke, so just so you know, each bomb does 10 damage right now. 10, and holy, I see we still have a zebra problem. The only thing that could save us is the darts hitting it, or I'll just, right, do that to get everything over with. Personally, I'm having fun with this ace so far, even despite its low single target. It's taking about 1.5 loops for us to break down just the ZMG layer, with only the overclock right now. So to me, it kind of feels like we might need to rely on the non-ace towers to bail us out, maybe. The stuff that I don't want to do damage, but might do anyway, like the temple. On the flip side, though, we'll probably have an easier time against, well, group stuff. In fact, group stuff will probably not be an issue at all, because it'll be doing the same damage to, I think, the bad, no matter where or how many there are on screen. We also have Ultra Boost now, so quickly we should be seeing a fat DPS spike. You know, personally, I'm not sure if I, like, when I want to go for Star Bomba, if at all. Because here's the thing, it doesn't actually increase the damage of the mini bombs, only the ability itself, and as I mentioned earlier, giving normal type damage. So we only want to go for that for the stun. And now we have 10 stacks. And since we don't have lead popping yet, or black popping, I'll just nuke out every DT that spawns in. If you want to see something super satisfying, look no further than us nuking out round 99. At least, in 2 different parts. Actually, hold up. Are these DTs too fast that I don't get 2 GZs up? Oh, please. I mean, they are fast. It doesn't take long to go through 24 loops, but come on. Alright, we're clear. And now here comes the bat. I'm curious to see again how much damage we need to go through. I will make sure to spam ground zeros, but oof, that's rough. 20% through, that was about 3 nodes. Okay, but with the 3 Ultra Boost limit in a single round, this is going to take a little bit longer. There's probably like a little over a third past the track. But that's what I mean when I say we might need the Super Monkey to bail us out. Speaking of which, I'll just view it right now because we need to get a temple anyway. Alright, this is gonna be spooky. I can actually afford the temple right about now. But this is right when the 3 bats come in, so maybe we'll hold on for a bit. With these bats being so ramped up though, I'm gonna guess that they're probably going to exit. Or if they don't exit, then their insides definitely will. So watch out for the DTs when they eventually pop. Although actually, here's the right place. Since I can't Ultra Boost anymore, I think we just go for it now, right? Yeah. Let's blast off. Let's get the buff instantly. And let's quickly build back our discount villages. And now, again, watch out. Ah, okay, I need to decamo them. So let's quickly get one of these guys here. So our temple can hit them. Another one, and oh yeah, hang on. Pat does hit like the ZMGs on the bottom here. But it isn't like a permanent stun, so you know what? I'm okay with that. Alright, and I'll do the lots more darts upgrade now. Because technically, we might be shooting the same amount of darts out as we are the bomb race bombs, if not more. They're just obviously very inaccurate. But since they have low base damage, they will get beefed up in damage a good amount. So better single target, for one. So yeah, as I said, don't expect this thing to light up the damage charts. Let's just go for a MIB in advance for round 126. Where DTs come in. Now we can finally damage them with the ace bombs. Let's see if we can actually beat them without using a star here. We'll use Pat, of course. And also just realize that there is good merit in not buying Star Bomber yet, so that the overclock uptime is longer. Otherwise, I'd need 2 overclocks. That's a no-brainer. I didn't count how many nodes the normal bads got in 2 rounds ago, but let's see if our Bomber Ace can deal with these FTDTs. Come on. I think we got all of it. Nice. And I'll just nuke out the Moabs. We now have called arms, and if I'm looking at this carefully, it looks like it's shooting fast enough that it's dropping basically 2 bombs in succession. Like, if that makes any sense, see? Even though it's not a pure 2x attack speed buff, why does it kind of feel like it's dropping like 2 times the amount of bombs? Because now that it runs out, it's only a line of 1. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared that we don't have enough damage for around 140. So, oh, and also we died to 138. That's not good. Maybe I really do need Star just for the stun. And the fact that cooldown's faster. Yeah, we don't even pop all these in time. I think here's the most I can do here. A stronger stim and a decamo sub so we don't have to rely on just the overclock. And so this temple can do more damage. But yes, I didn't do the stim yet. I guess partially because, I don't know, I thought it would use up the buff pretty quickly, but it has pretty decent uptime. I'm seeing like 50%, is that it? We'll see if that's gonna be enough to make a difference, but it doesn't look good so far. The DETs are just too damn tanky. Maybe I can get two GCs off, come on. Please, 700 damage. It's really not doing much this late in the game, but we're down to the last couple, please. Don't you dare be the last loop. There we go. That was close. I am very concerned, everybody. It looks like we're capping at about 7k DPS. Highest I've seen so far, but not that impressive. How much damage do the aces do, or the bombs do, like, through one pass? Not very much. I think I saw, like, a spike of, I don't know, 200. This is either going to be a loss here, or very down to the wire, but we still haven't seen the last damage phase. So I'm inclined to say it's GG. Oh, and we died to the normal bad. Yeah, we probably actually needed Star because the bomb race bombs don't do any damage. Now, let me just enable some cheating mods here. I hate to go for this early, but what if I, instead of going for the Called Arms, just went for Star Bomber? Does that out DPS? And would that have saved me? Let's see. So, of course, stun OP. I think if we just get one of them off, like, on the insides, then that's game. Feel like you'll pop anytime now. There we go. Unfortunately, I mistimed everything. The thing is, I can't tell if, like, that bat is going to pop or not, so I want to hold on to this. Yet I also need it for damage, so it's a double-edged sword. I'll hold on to it now, though. Yep, got it. Come on. Come on, there we go. And then we got this now. Hold up. ZUMGs are still... Oh, no. It's over. 4 Star Bomb abilities on ZUMGs, and it still didn't pop. Which goes to show you, well, how tanky they are, and 2, just how weak this is, so yikes. I kind of hope the legitimate portion of the run would last a little bit longer, but you see now, this was a price changer, just so that I could afford a lot more things, so now let me just hack everything. We'll put it back on even ground with the other towers by still giving all of the good stuff. Surely Homeland and Called Arms makes this possible, right? It actually still looks really close, because this bad is still yet to die, and come on. Don't you dare leak ZMGs. Yeah, the stun is only like a quarter of the cooldown. Don't lose here, don't lose here, don't lose here. No Star at this point, so we just kind of have to raw damage it. Come on. Finally. Anyways, with max buffs, the damage still isn't any more impressive. Bads are still getting incredibly far. It still takes multiple shots to take down ZMGs. But at the end of the day, it's all but fun, and I guess I had fun watching Bomb Race go to work, doing its job, although not doing its job very well. You know, ultimately, this is just one of those towers that is probably better to be spammed rather than soloing with a single tower. Just out of curiosity, how many bombs does 032 drop on centered? I think it misses misses so much. Oh my god. So I can't even test with sadly center path spam. Again, the only way to do that would be to decrease the length of the map by like 2 times. Although actually I might have an idea here. Hang on, going back to edit path here. What if the play is let's remove the last 3 pylons and we'll just go ahead and make them really wide and scuffed like this so that there is track on where the ace would drop it. And this would only make the last lane longer. And now let's go off and something like this. Look at that, ladies and gents. How beautiful is that? We're only missing the this corner now, but that's easily fixable. Again, this is just for the shits and giggles, but what if we did something silly like this? Now we just spam 042, ground zeros, and make a ring of bombs that surely won't leak to anything. Like, let's try around 140 again, and see if we can get revenge on it. Like, just seeing here if the sheer amount of bombs can take it down even, like, without the nuke ability. It looks like we're making progress, but yeah, considering how much money we're spending into this thing, it's unfortunately not as fast as it would be. It took like 5 loops or 6 to finally break it down. I'm gonna stop adding more, and here's just a random round I skipped to, round 181. You can barely even see the balloons underneath with all the 042 aces that we have. Very interesting and very cool. So again, this was a bit scuffed, but hey, maybe I could use this map in the future for other aces, which definitely won't be nearly as rough, because clearly this was the worst path out of 3. Either way, stay tuned for more crazy map editor shenanigans. If you missed any of the previous episodes, then click here if you want to see more. Otherwise, peace out.